So on behalf of the Independence Chamber of Commerce and the City of Independence, welcome to First Friday. It's so great to see so many people out this morning. I think we had to go get some extra chairs, so it's a packed house. So we've got great speakers this morning, and before we hear from our speakers this morning, we always want to hear from our business sponsor, and the business sponsor is the person who paid for our breakfast this morning from Annie Mae's. And they are also the reason why we have all of these cool flashlights. Thanks to Lee's Cooling and Heating, who is celebrating 70 years of business. So at this time, they are already in place. Would you please welcome Brian Beecham and Michael Yasusi.
There we go. Okay, so we're going to start off with those raffle tickets, and we have 2 Main Street gift certificates. Just a disclaimer, we accidentally gave Bob one. If we draw his number, we'll draw again. So. Two, 3, 4, 8, 7, 1. 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, 1. We'll go to the next one.
Oh my goodness. No,
Bob,
I don't have
you?
one.
All right, 2, 3, 4, 8, 6, 6.
Woohoo! Jonna, lucky you.
All right, one more time before I redraw. 2, 3, 4, 8, 7, 1. All right. Two, 3, 4, 8, 1, 0.
Is it Lisa? Right here, maybe?
There we go.
Check that, make sure it's right.
That's it. So I'm sure all you know and have heard of Lee's Cooling over the years. It's been around since 1950. I brought a plaque that we've had on our wall up there for some time. And Lee Mitchell started Lee's Cooling back in 1950, and this plaque says, in recognition of 33 years of outstanding dedication in the sales and service of Carrier equipment. Now, Lee retired in 1985, so this has quite a bit of history for us, and it's pretty cool to see that type of history when we come into our shop and see this up on the wall. He retired because some other guys came in, Bob being one of them, and they decided they wanted to go with the business. So Bob's just recently retired, so today's a kind of, as much as anything, it's a celebration of Bob's time with Lee, so I'd like to present him with a plaque as well. So if you come up here. And what this plaque says is it says, Robert Leiker, in recognition of 37 years of outstanding dedication and contribution to the success of Lee's Cooling and Heating from 1982 through 2019. So today at 5 o'clock we're going to have a business after hours, and Bob will be up there. We're going to do some nacho bars with 2B smoking. We'll have some water. I think we might have a little bit of Indie Brew Works there. So if you'd like to come join and celebrate with us, we'll see you then.
That's cool. Congratulations, Bob. Well deserved. That's right. That's right. It is in good hands. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is the Invest in Indy presentation. Are the Schlangies here? Okay, awesome. Will you guys come up front real quick? So you may or may not know, because there are a lot of new faces in the crowd, but the Pride Committee from the Chamber of Commerce has a program called Invest in Indy. And underneath the Pride umbrella, we work to recognize those individuals, those married couples, those families who have invested in their property in ways that beautify our community. And today it's an honor to recognize two individuals who are natives to Independence. They grew up here, they went to high school here, they went away to college, and they came back to make Independence their home. So they're a great representation of the young professionals that are returning to Independence to make their homes. So Taylor is a nurse and Eric is an engineer, and we're just very excited to have them in our community. So not only are they making an impact in Independence, but they're homeowners too. So we're excited about that. They just recently got married, and we have some before and after pictures that we're going to put up. So let me flip the lights so you can get a good look at this. So here's the before at 1004 North 2nd, is that right? Okay. Yellow house. And here's the after. It's a beautiful light shade of green. They've got these awesome shutters on the outside. They've done so much work. Looks like they're Pitt State grads. And they've done so much work. So you need to drive by their home and recognize all the work that they've done, but that's what we're doing here this morning. So I'm going to ask Taylor and Eric to come forward right here, and we're going to give them a certificate with the Pride Committee if they will all come up here, and we'll take some quick pictures. So if you're new to First Friday, this is the sign that will go in their front yard for the entire month, recognizing their investment in our community. So, and if you have suggestions for recipients for the Investing in Indy, be sure and let us know. We're always looking for new people to recognize. I just thought it was really cool that we were recognizing our young professionals this morning. So we also have another presentation to make to Lee's Cooling and Heating. It's customary that when our chamber members reach milestones that we recognize that. And I visited with Brian, and we wanted to make sure that we recognized their celebration of 70 years of being a part of the business community in Independence and serving Southeast Kansas since 1950. So at this time, I would like the Montgomery County Action Council's Executive Director, Tricia Purdon, and our interim city manager, Kelly Passeur, to come forward, and Lee's Cooling and Heating come forward, and we will present you with your plaque. Paparazzi. There you go. Congratulations. Well, we congratulate Bob on his retirement and Brian on his new ownership, and lots of exciting things are happening at Lee's Cooling and Heating, so congratulations to them. Next, we have something really exciting to reveal to you. So you may or may not know that HGTV is having a hometown makeover contest. And here to do the video reveal will be our new finance director, Lacey Lease, and she's going to come forward, tell us all about it, and then we're going to show it to you.
Right. How many of you have heard of the new HGTV show Hometown with the fixer-upper duo Ben and Erin Napier? Anybody? Yes? In the last few weeks, the duo announced they would be tackling a new HGTV series called Hometown Takeover. HGTV has launched a nationwide search to find a small town in need of a makeover. Towns must have a population of under 40,000, check, with unique architecture and historic significance. When chatter started to circulate about this unique opportunity, we knew that we had to throw our hat in the ring. In just a few short weeks, days really, with the help of Joanne Smith, Lisa Wilson, Tabitha Snodgrass, Gavin Webster, Ken Brown, and Trace Goodwin with Brown Deer Media, we were able to submit this amazing video that showcases why Independence should be picked as HGTV's Hometown Takeover recipient. And thank you to all that donated your time and talent to make this video possible.
From the Independence, Kansas Chamber of Commerce. Hello there, I'm Lisa Wilson from the Independence, Kansas Chamber of Commerce. I'm proud to say that I've lived in this great community my entire life. Welcome to my hometown. There's no better hometown than Independence, Kansas. Nestled in the southeast corner of the state, surrounded by rivers, lakes, fields, and farms, nearly 2 hours from the nearest metro area, it doesn't get much more rural, and it doesn't get any more special. Founded 150 years ago this year, our hometown has a remarkably storied history. Independence was built on rich agriculture and oil resources. Our claims to fame include being the place where legendary Mickey Mantle began his professional baseball career, home to the first monkey in space, and home to Sinclair Oil and its later evolution, Arco Pipeline Company. Recognized as one of our town's premier historians, Ken Brown has extensively studied Independence's colorful past, including its grand architectural footprint.
An ordinance passed by the City Commission in 1880 after a couple of very devastating fires that all the buildings in the downtown had to be built of brick or stone. And so many of the buildings were built between 1880 and 1900, and they provide the stock that is still available in our downtown. And we were at one time the richest town in the world per capita.
Though Independence was once the very definition of a boomtown, times and seasons change. More recent history has been less kind to the community. The 1990s saw the relocation of the pipeline company and its many executive jobs. In 2007, community neighborhoods were devastated by unpredicted flooding. The exit of other major employers followed, including the 105-year-old cement factory, and the community hospital permanently closed its doors 5 years ago. In times of economic downturn, our Main Street has suffered through multiple business closures, leaving vacant and sometimes neglected downtown buildings. On the positive side, loans and incentives made available through the City of Independence and Independence Main Street program provide some support for building owners in improving their downtown properties, and more than $2 million has been invested in recent years. Brian Height, owner of Magnolia Scents by Design candle shop in downtown Independence, took a leap of faith with his business at one of the nation's all-time low points in the economy.
We opened Magnolia Scents downtown Independence in the spring of 2008. The place itself is visually very interesting as far as the buildings are concerned. The downtown has basically been untouched for a century. The building that we're standing in, my store, was built in 1890. This building is 130 years old, and it hasn't changed because people have been investing and reinvesting in this town for that whole time, and that really gives us a nice connection to the past.
An immense outpouring of volunteerism sustains our unique community vibe, including the annual Niwala celebration each fall. The annual Love Independence Day, full of random acts of kindness each spring, community cleanup projects, and the ongoing work of a community mission to rehabilitate homes for people in need. You'll find no better representation of hometown pride than our Riverside Park and Ralph Mitchell Zoo, a family destination featuring exotic animals, a modern water park, and rides on a nostalgic carousel and miniature train. Rhonda Clark and her husband Jim Hayward decided to make Independence their home and to open a downtown business here after visiting and falling in love with our community.
I can't say enough about the people here. You know, they're not only kind and decent people, but they have been very supportive of both of our businesses.
We love the connections that we make with people. People stop in and they visit with us, and we love that, and you don't always have that in every town.
Lately, we are enjoying a resurgence with the recent opening of several new and refreshed downtown businesses, including clothing boutiques, art galleries, a new microbrewery, and a soon-to-open barbecue restaurant. Robert Box is new to the community, but has found Independence offered just the right environment to realize his longtime dream of business ownership.
We've been looking for a place to open a brewery, and we've been wanting to open a brewery for really 4 or 5 years, and really our main objective was we wanted to go to a place that wanted us. So we were really excited whenever we found Independence. We were really fortunate. We got to meet a lot of individuals who kind of pitched in and were really excited about bringing something to downtown Independence.
Engineer Gary Hogsett and his wife, Dr. Ann Hogsett, moved to Independence in 2012 for Ann's employment with the now closed hospital. While several curveballs were thrown their way, they have rolled with the punches and have wholeheartedly embraced the spirit of Independence with a mission of revival.
So we have a beautiful downtown, has tremendous potential, but there are some buildings desperately in need of assistance. Several of them are on their last leg. We have roofs collapsing or about to collapse. But I think really we're almost at a tipping point. We've got a beautiful downtown. If we could just get a few more looking beautiful, I really think we'll hit that tipping point and Independence will be the place people want to be.
In this, our 150th anniversary year, we've only scratched the surface of possibility in Independence. There are many bright spots and success stories, and many areas of desperate need of love and attention. In a time when small towns are drying up in rural America, it's a challenge to motivate or recruit the necessary investment. But it is a goal worth striving for, and thanks to the community spirit that reveals itself here time and time again, we know it can be accomplished. Thank you for visiting our hometown. I can't imagine why they wouldn't pick Independence after watching that. So, and no kidding, Trace did the videography and Joanne wrote the script, and they all collected pictures, and Gavin and Ken and everybody and Lacey that worked on that did an amazing job. It was a real community effort, and I'm excited to get it launched this afternoon. So when you see it on Facebook, be sure and share it, because that's a great way to get the information out beyond Independence about how great our community is and to make everybody aware of all that's going on. So speaking of all that's going on, we're going to whip through the calendar real quick because we've got to get on schedule with our speakers. So underneath your program, you have a calendar of events. It's two-sided, and I'm going to hit the high points. Only the font's really small, so I'm going to try to hold it out here a little bit. No, tonight we have business after hours. Everyone is welcome to attend at Lee's Cooling and Heating, helping them celebrate their 70 years. Basketball is tonight. It's a big week, or next 10 days of basketball, because we take on Coffeyville tonight, and I know we have some Coffeyville people with us today, so we're all friends till we play basketball or football. And so we'll take on Coffeyville High School tonight at homecoming. And then Coffeyville beat Independence the last time we played on the hardwood against the Ravens. So maybe it's our time for the Pirates to win as we play them at home next week on the 12th. There's a consignment sale where mothers, if you're trying to get rid of your daughter's prom dresses, it's a way for you to do that this weekend. And mothers, if you're looking to purchase a prom dress for a daughter, it's a way for you to get a great bargain. There's a daddy-daughter dance on the 8th as well. There's a murder mystery Mardi Gras masquerade ball this weekend for the library. The Cancer Support Group meets next week, and Michelle and Brian Foreman will be giving the program on the book, and I think it's called After You Ring the Bell, 10 Challenges for Cancer Survivors. So I'm sure it's going to be a great program, so mark that on your calendar. And on the 11th, too, Shift Sector, who will be coming and bringing the Kansas Airstrip Attack exotic car races to our airport in April, the 18th and 19th. The tickets will go on sale for that on the 11th. So you can log into Kansas Airstrip Attack or Airstrip Attack. There's flyers on the table over there. And we've already posted on our Facebook page, but if you want to be a vendor, a sponsor, or get tickets, those will be available on the 11th. Moving on down, the 15th through the 29th, there's going to be a great photography show honoring John Koshin at the museum. Joanne will be hard at it offering Thursday morning coffee chats on the 20th. That will be at Apricot Lane. And Tabitha's probably going to give us a shout out about Whining About Winter that will be on the 20th. There's some hunting events on the 21st through the 23rd. MAC is sponsoring a manufacturer's roundtable, and it will actually be at MJD and MJD Products in Coffeyville. But if you're in the room or you're listening on TV and you're a manufacturer and would benefit from that roundtable discussion, that's on February 27th. There will be some plays, some theater productions at the Inge Center on the 28th. You can see that. Flip your calendar over real quick on March the 5th or somewhere around there. I've been told we can all start eating barbecue in Independence. And on the 6th, the Newsies, the High School Musical, will be opening up their theater production. On the 7th, you can support the Lions Club. And on the 7th, the Main Street fundraiser we'll hear about. And lastly, on March the 11th and the 12th, there's a great opportunity to participate in John Schallert's New Rules of Business Success. And what it says on this flyer is learn the new rules that every business must start using to become a uniquely positioned destination capable of pulling in customers from hundreds of miles away. And that goes right along with our video as far as Gary's words that we're at a tipping point. And Independence is positioned for great things, and we're really going to see, hopefully, a lot of people coming into our community and enjoying all that we have to offer. So the calendar's full of great things. If we made an error or missed something, be sure and let us know. We'll get it all fixed before we put it on social media later today. And with that, it's time to start our speakers. We've got 4 great speakers this morning. Our first speaker is Christy Hawley. She's representing the JAG program at the high school, and she brought along with her 5 of her students. Please welcome Christy Hawley.
Good morning. Bear with me. This is about all I've got for the last 3 days, so the kids have really been enjoying Mrs. Hawley being kind of quiet. Oh my gosh. So Jobs for America's Graduates Kansas is a national organization, and we have over 80 programs in the state of Kansas, and Independence is lucky to have one of those programs. We are in our 2nd year at Independence High School, and these kids do amazing, amazing things. And what we are doing is we are trying to create students to be good employees for tomorrow, parents and leaders in the community. So we have so many facets that we cover in JAG-K that these kids are learning some amazing, amazing skills. We are a 501c3 organization as well. So that helps with a lot of different things as we go through and the things that we can get involved in. Excuse me. So we have a model that we follow. And as we follow our model, we have a student advisory committee, and every year we have an initiation ceremony where the students elect a president and a vice presidents and things like that. And we meet monthly, and these students help plan what we are doing throughout the year. So these students are very, very involved in their education with student voice and choice, and they help move this program forward. There's a lot of things that they learn when they do this. There's a lot of leadership development. There's a lot of community interaction that happens as well. We have a lot of speakers that come in and share with the students some things that they are doing. And I know some of you in this room have been in my classroom to share about your business and your profession. And I know I've reached out to a lot of you that to invite you to come in and share with my students, because the more exposure that we can get these guys, then they will pick something that is going to sustain them for the rest of their lives, and that is our goal. And as the kids come through the program, they have as they graduate, I follow them for 12 months after they graduate. So when they walk across the stage here above us with their diploma, they're not out in the cold. I follow them for a full year and contact them monthly and say, what do you need? Are we still on the path that we set forth in high school? What can we do differently if something's not going right? Or okay, they lost their job. Okay, well, let's fill out some applications. Let me reach out to some people to see if they've got some openings. What can we do to get you back on that path? So these students have that support when they leave us, that they can continue to be successful. And we track them, of course. And we have core competencies that we have to make in order for these students to be successful. They have, by the time they graduate, they will have mastered these competencies. And it's career development, job attainment, job survival, basic competencies, and leadership, self-development, and personal skills. We talk about interview skills. We talk about how to properly greet an employer, shaking hands, how to have a civil conversation with someone, because with social media and things like that, the students have become very disconnected. Their faces are in their phones a lot. So we are trying to bring back that, how do you communicate? How do you communicate properly? So we do a lot of that. And we say that our students have the JAG advantage. And the JAG advantage is employer engagement, trauma-informed care, and project-based learning. We do so many projects throughout the year that the kids get all kinds of different skills when we do these projects. We've done some projects where they have teamwork and they have to build bridges out of spaghetti, but they've got only have a certain amount of things that they can use. So they have to troubleshoot and figure this out and trial and error. We've done a lot of things out in the community. We've done a lot of community service. So we get the kids really, really involved. And the trauma-informed care piece is a lot of our students come, and not just my students, students in the high school, they come to school with a lot of outside things. And so we deal with a lot of that in the classroom as well. So this is the state numbers. And our graduation rate at Independence High School through JAG-K is right at the 98% rate. And we have a little over 92% positive income or outcomes for Independence High School. I believe we're pretty close to the 98 mark there. So I'm going to turn it over now to some of my students, and they're going to share with you some of the great things that we have done throughout the program, because these are really passionate kids. And I know you guys like to hear me up here and ramble and talk about all the things we do in the classroom, and the interviews and the mock interviews and the thing, and career interest inventories and things. But you really want to hear from the kids and hear about the things that they're really learning about and the real world skills that they are doing. So I'm going to pass it on to each one of these students here, and they're going to share with you some of their favorite things that we've done, some of the things they're looking forward to, and some of the things that they're passionate about. Because one thing, all my students are very, very passionate about this program. And I love them all very much, and they know that. And I'm so proud of them, because most of them this time last year would have said, no way, Mrs. Holly, I'm not going with you to this because it is way too scary. But through the experiences and the things that we do in the classroom to get them prepared for life outside of high school and to get them on a positive path, Look at them now. They're out here. They're ready. They're eager, and they're ready to share with you. So JAG-K is doing amazing things. Independence High School is doing amazing things. So please welcome my students. And as they speak, I'm going to flip through some pictures that I've taken throughout the semester. And so there'll be some pictures as well of some things that they've been doing. Okay.
So I'm going to start off by saying my name is Emily Myers. JAG-K has really been a very good program for me. It's really got me out of my shell. We do a lot of online, hands-on learning, so it really helps for people who don't really have good, I don't know how to say it, but you get what I'm saying. One of the things that I want to have done last year is come up and spoke in front of people. That's like a really big fear for me. With public speaking, we are doing the local CDC. I made it to regionals, and my thing is public speaking. So we went to the Independence Middle School, and we presented our RESIST program, which is anti-vaping and smoking. So that's really helped out. We don't only impact each other, but we impact a lot of the people in the community. Thank you.
Hello, this is a lot of people. My name is Tegan Cardwell. I'm the president of JAG-K. I was glad to take this honor this past semester. Last year was my first year at JAG-K. It was a new program. I thought it was going to be a study hall. I didn't know what this thing was. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I can actually get that D in my English class up to maybe a C. But in reality, it wasn't that. It brought out inner challenges I didn't realize I had. It brought out inner strengths that I didn't even know I had. I'm a natural talker, and I didn't even know that. I talk and talk and talk. But I also didn't realize I'm a really good leader. I didn't even know that. I naturally know how to, what's best for a community and take in ideas and work with my peers. That's just who I am. I've always been that way, but I was too shy to do that. When I was a sophomore, I thought I was just going to be another statistic. I didn't expect to go to college or get a really good job because that's what my family did. I expected to go into the same workforce they did, go out and work at home or work with fast food. No complaining about that. I love my fast food. But it showed me that I'm not just another number in the statistics. I am really a part of a program that breaks those barriers and that leads tomorrow's leaders. We really try to break through everybody's barriers to show them that they have inner strengths and that they can overcome their own challenges. And that's why we are here to present to you who we are as people and as a group. We want to help everybody from the age they're born to how old you guys are now. I'm not trying to put a number to it. I'm not putting a number to it. You guys are all young at heart. I'm just saying that now. But for real, you guys actually go out there and get the community done. And that's what our group wants to be. We want to be you. We want to get our community up and forth, taking a stand in front of that stage to voice our opinions. So that's why we are here standing before you today. We want to be like you. All right, next I would like to introduce my friend Dom. He's gonna come up here and speak to you.
Hello? Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's a lovely day, not really. I'm Dominic Powell. I am the Vice President of Social Activities. I go over what we go, colleges, visits, everything. I want to go through what JAG-K means to me. At first, when I was a freshman, I thought it was just going to be another elective, to be honest. Just go through it, get an easy A. No. We did a lot of fun things. My mindset started to change. They really started to change me, bring me out of my shell. This is my second year here. As a freshman, I went to competitions, and that was the first time I really spoke in front of people, which this is now my fourth. And it's still a little bit scary, but it's better. My mindset really has changed overall. JAG-K to me right now, I would say opportunity is the best word to say it. When I was younger, I never thought I would go anyplace. My homestead, my home environment wasn't very well. I always brought myself down. And now, with me being up, and with the great support of JAG-K, and now my family a little bit, I think I can go major places, be something really well. And thanks to my friends, which I got last year, I want to make sure, they really brought me out more, and I believe I am a better person. I have done better things, and JAG-K is an amazing program. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Joseph Limas, and this is my first year of joining JAG-K. And well, before I joined this program, I was very isolated, very, not the kind of dude that does all these activities, very boring. And well, when I joined this program, it helped me bring out a lot of who I really am. I enjoy doing the stuff Miss Holly made us do, the activities, the resist programs, going out to schools and, just telling them, hey, this program is something that really helps people. I really enjoy that, and I'm so grateful that I'm in this program now. Thanks a lot, Miss Holly. And, well, I'm sorry. One of my favorite things about this program is really the resist program. When we went out and cleaned the park of cigarette butts, my gosh, I was quite stunned of how many cigarette butts and just litter there was in the park. But thankfully we got the whole park cleaned up. Maybe we missed some, but hey, at least we did our part. We did our part. I'm so glad we did that. I love this community and I love JAG-K. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anastasia Letcher, and JAG-K has let me do a lot. I wasn't the type of person that would get up here and talk. I don't usually talk in front of a lot of people. And through JAG-K and Resist and everything, JAG-K got me an internship this past summer, and it was amazing. I loved it. And it's given me so many great opportunities, and I love it. And I thank you guys so much for letting us be here.
Thank you guys so much for your support of the program and my students. And if anyone is interested in having a JAG-K student for an internship, I know we've got internships at Textron. The police department has been amazing to work with as well. Please reach out to me because these kids, they need the experience, and you guys are connected in the community. So please contact me to be speakers. Please contact me for internships, because the more people we have invested in these kids, the further that that they are going to go. So thank you so much for having us, and I've got to get them back to class. So thank you.
You guys did such a good job. You really, really did. I would say you're all public speakers, so congratulations on a job well done, and thank you, Christy. Our school system's doing amazing things for our youth, so we're very appreciative of that. Our next speaker is going to briefly just talk about some of the outcomes of the hunting events that have been going on in our community. Last month, you saw us present checks from the tourism funds to help fund hunting events that are going on in our county. And we've had the Heartland Cup Challenge in October, BHU in October, which is Bird Hunters United. We've had a Montgomery County 4-H Shooting Club do a youth experience along with BHU and Remington Ranch in memory of Scott Barnhart. BHU hosted nationals. The NUX, which is the National Upland Classic Series, was here in February. Pheasants Forever will be here in February, and Pheasants Forever Youth Experience will be in May of 2020. There's a lot going on, but I wanted to ask Rusty to come back and just talk about, in brief, the economic impact that hunting is having on our community. Would you please welcome the owner of Remington Ranch, Rusty Baker.
It's great to see everybody here today. Lisa asked me to come back, like she said, to kind of give you a brief synopsis of, what we've accomplished with our hunts this year. The Chamber has been actively involved with hunts, these hunting events, probably for 7 or 8 years now. Didn't know if everybody knew that, but they've been very supportive of our events. We've had a number of clubs over the years here in this community that have sponsored events. The Chamber's been part of that. Without their help, I don't know that we would have the events that we have. This last year, I think we've had 6 different events. The Chamber has been gracious enough to help support 3 of those that I'm aware. I think that's correct. These events, we have people come off. I would say it's regional. We really don't get much west of the Colorado Rocky Mountains, but we draw people clear off the East Coast. This last weekend at our Kansas State event, we had people from Virginia, North Carolina, just from all over. The Heartland Cup, we drew people out of New York, Wisconsin, Minnesota. We get a lot of out-of-state people that come here into this community. BHU Nationals hosted the largest women's event and youth event, probably, to the best of my knowledge, that's ever been hosted anywhere in the nation. We had, I think, close to, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, 40 women entries and probably the same number of youth entries at our BHU National event out here. So it's hard to really put a number on all of it sometimes, but I would say that we have anywhere from 40 to 60, possibly more out-of-town stays that come into Independence with each one of these events. So that's impacting our hotels. It's impacting our downtown eateries. We have some of the best eateries for a small community that there are anywhere. And we hear that from our hunters that come into town and that make the rounds out there to the eateries that we have locally. I'm sure that some of the wives that make the trip with their husbands, the kids, some of them are spending some time downtown in our local shops. I know some of them have been out into the park and zoo area. I don't know how much that economically impacts the community, but they all have really good things to say about the community. So with that said, we're hosting probably 6 events this year where we're going to have those types of numbers come into this community that are going to be staying with us and eating with us and shopping with us. Anything else you can think of, Lisa? Anyway, we are just really thankful as a group, a hunting group, that we have the Chamber that is willing to help support these events and make them what they are, because without the Chamber, I don't think we would be anywhere close to where we're at. So thank you.
Thank you. But we're appreciative of all that you do. Mark Farrell, the owner of Bird Hunter, or did I have that right? Bird Hunters United, yes. Where is Mark? It's in here somewhere. Yes, back there. And Ed Holland and Jeremy Appleby, and a lot of hunters that are working hard to organize events, and it does. It has a huge impact on our economy, and I just thought it's kind of a well-kept secret unless you're a hunter, so I thought it would be fun to have them come and share that information with you. Moving right along, we have some more important information. It's always nice to hear from our Independence Police Department, and this morning we will be listening to a presentation about community programming from Dustin Stafford. Please welcome Officer Stafford.
Good morning. Man, after hearing that JAG group, it's kind of hard to follow up on that. But I was really glad that they were here today because some of the different programs that I do for the community, as part of my role as community coordinator, I do a lot of programs in the school still, and one of them is the SAFE program, the Seatbelts Are For Everyone. And Mrs. Hawley came on this year and is helping me do all that through the schools. And even one of the students, Emily, is in our SAFE program. She actively helps us in the mornings when we do our seatbelt pledges, where we get students to sign to pledge to wear their seatbelt. And then we give away different monies and stuff like that. But she even mentioned at the beginning that because of JAG is why she started getting involved more and why she decided to get involved in SAFE. And we also do an intern program. And one of the students in the JAG program was also in our intern program. And I really hope she gets to do it again at some point, because when we did it before, which was just a year ago, it was just the normal that we'd done in the past, where it was they get to come right along with the officers, get to sit in dispatch, you get to learn a lot about what we do, see all the paperwork that we do, and kind of see that side of it. But now I've been able to develop a whole new program that we have. So I actually have a curriculum with them. So I now rotate them through the detectives division, captain, spend some time with the chief, spend some time with me over the different roles that I do, internal affairs and background investigations, and I do practicals with them. We talk about laws, we talk about domestics. I have them go through a scene where they actually have to interview suspects, which are our dispatchers and officers, of course, not the real ones. And then they have to try to apply some of the laws that we've talked about and kind of figure out what they would do based on what they've learned so far. And at the end, we're going to do like a whole crime scene thing. They get to come in, take some pictures, figure out what's going on, interview some people on their own, and kind of go from there. So we're trying to develop these programs further than we've ever done before. We're also trying to develop programs more for the adults, because we've always concentrated a lot on our youth, which I'm a firm believer, I'm sure as we all are, our youth in independence or our future of independence. And so we do spend a lot of time working with them and trying to do positive things, but we want to do more for when they're out of school. And so we are going to be working on developing an Explorers program, which is for basically when they're not old enough to be officers yet, because you have to be 21 years old. And so we'll be able to work with the youth, and it's still through high school, but they can even be out of high school and be able to come on, see stuff we're doing, participate in trainings, and learn a little bit more about what it is to be a police officer. And when we do these things, we're also talking about ethics, and we're talking about job ethics, and a lot of stuff like Jag was talking about, how to talk to people, the inner workings of it all, because there's a lot of stuff that our youth don't know. And then so as they get older, then we also have our auxiliary program, which is a volunteer program. And if they're 21 years old, they go through the same process to get hired on as a police officer would, but it's a volunteer deal. It's not a full-time police officer. We don't send them to academy, but I do training with them, a lot of training. It's kind of like a mini academy. And we'll put them through that. We will uniform. They'll be able to ride along and assist officers on stuff. And this is a great way for them to see what it is to be a police officer firsthand. Because a lot of people don't realize fully what it is. They know what they see on TV. They see lights and sirens and chases and stuff, which happens. But that's not like the entire time we're at work. So people don't understand a lot of what all goes into police work, taking time to investigate, taking time to follow up. And so they get to see all this and decide if they really want to be a police officer or not based on what they're learning firsthand. Captain Helkenberg is working on a Citizens Academy, which I'm going to be helping her with as well and presenting classes for and helping her build up. And that's something we're hoping to get going in the next year or so, to where we'll be able to have like a little academy for anybody in the community that'd be able to come to and learn the things that we do, see what we do, and so forth. Another great opportunity for people to understand what it is police officers do, how we view things, how we have to apply things to law, because there's a lot of things that general public doesn't understand, and that's natural. You know, it takes training and learning. But also in the spring, not sure of a date yet, still working on it, but we are working on having like a community event. I'm looking to have like a police department and community barbecue. And so we're going to host and have food grilling out. Fire department has been gracious enough to agree to grill for us and be available. And my goal is to kind of have different booths and information that's focused on our partnerships the police department is involved in the community. Like our SAFE group at the high school, I have a table with our students talking about SAFE and what they're doing and trying to get the community to wear their seatbelts. A guitar club that I do at the high school, I have a table there with the kids being able to talk about guitar club and guitars and what they're doing. Auxiliary, Neighborhood Watch, which I'm still trying and pulling really hard for to try to get going in town. Different organizations that we're a part of, the Diversity Task Force, and a lot of them are willing to help get this event going. So it's nice to be able to have other people in our community that's going to help get all this pulled together. So a lot of things in the works. And if you guys have any ideas for community events or something that we as a police department can be involved in, I encourage you, please reach out to me. I'm always excited to get involved in new things and meet new people. And it's so nice to come here and see so many familiar faces and get greeted the way we do. And thank you very much for having me speak today.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And speaking of our amazing fire and EMS and Independence Police Dispatch, you need to, after our event, get on your phones and pull up the Facebook page and like it and share it. Great things happen within that group every single day, and we're fortunate to have such well-trained people taking care of our community, and they were recognized for some life-saving events at the commission meeting last night. So after this is over, get on social media and find that police department Facebook page and like and share that. And kudos to Barb too, because as you're looking at social media, go to the Parks Department and you'll see that Barb's group has been out painting our welcome signs. I think the one, was it east of town or west of town? West of town, yes. And so check that out. It's kind of out by 4 County Mental Health. Another beautification project happening, so congratulations to the Parks Department. Our final speaker today is an unfamiliar face to all of you, and he's here for that reason. We want to make him a familiar face. We like to, when there are new people to our community and new leaders in leadership roles, we want to put them in front of you so that you can meet them and learn more about them, and today is that day. At this time, would you please welcome the new CEO for Coffeyville Regional Medical Center, Brian Lawrence.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all for the opportunity just to come and introduce myself this morning, put a face with a name, and talk to you a little bit about what's going on at CRMC and how we're continuing to strive to make sure that you all have access to health care in rural America. It's important. We all need it. And we're excited about that opportunity and how we can play a vital role in that going forward. So been on the job about 45 days today, I think, and it's been exciting. It's been busy, really trying to learn what's been going on in the organization, meet people in the community, engage with our partners that surround us, and see the ways that we can continue to develop a plan to provide sustainable health care moving forward. It's important to communities that we have access to strong health care, and it's something that all of us need access to at various points in our life. So with that, we kind of formalized a plan as I met with the team and talked about what we wanted to do this next year. And so we wanted to just make it pretty simple, that we're one team focused on one plan with one goal. And we're going to build that and develop it really around 4 key areas, which is experience, quality and safety, financial stewardship, and growth. So everything that we do strategically as we look at what we're doing in Coffeyville is what we look to do in the surrounding communities that we're in and engaged in. It'll all be built around those 4 key elements focused on that one team, one plan, one goal. We're excited about that, and we really think that that's going to help us develop our vision and our strategic goals this next year. Before I came, the team that was in place really did a tremendous amount of work developing a plan for sustainability. And we are now starting to see the benefits of that plan, the hard work and efforts that was put in by the team that was in place to really ensure that we can continue to provide health care not just today and tomorrow, but for years to come. And so thank them for all the work that they've done and the support from our board of directors and our volunteers and our foundation board. They all work together to develop that plan. So we're going to continue that plan. We're going to look at how we can further develop those ideas and those action items that were put into place. And so with that, I'd just like to kind of jump back to one of those pillars, and that's team. This morning I have some members of our team with me this morning. Have Ashley. Ashley works in our community relations and graphic designs. Sarah, who's our chief nursing officer. Jen, who's women's health. Melissa, who heads up our community relations, government relations, physician provider recruitment. The list goes kind of on and on. I've tasked her with a lot here in the last 45 days. Sandy is our director of our clinics. And then we also have a familiar face to the community, Judy Carpenter, who is our provider here in Independence, and glad she was able to join us today. So team is very important to me. I feel like that nothing that we do, we can't do without people. I believe in loving those people up, encouraging them, providing ways to develop them in their careers and what they want to do. And that ties back to that first pillar, which is experience. If we develop a culture in our organization where our associates have a positive experience, that experience is going to hopefully relate to you when you come and seek care. And that's what we want to do. And through that, we want to develop ways that we can make sure that we're providing the highest quality care that we possibly can. And that we're very good stewards of our financial resources, that we're able to reinvest in ourselves and in our people, and that we can continue to grow healthcare in rural America and rural Southeast Kansas and be able to provide it for many years to come. And that's what we're going to continue to stay very focused on. Here in Independence specifically, we have Judy here who provides primary care access. We also rotate some of our specialists through. We have Dr. Russell, one of our general surgeons that comes here and does a clinic. We rotate some of our women's health providers through. And so we're excited to be able to continue to do that to provide you, the citizens of Independence, access to healthcare in your community. And we plan to continue to do that and look for ways that we can continue to partner with our surrounding communities to provide access, convenient access. That's what we all want. Our lives are busy. Trying to get into a doctor from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. doesn't always work for us. And so with after-hours access to care in different ways that we can look to make sure that we can provide convenient access to you is what we're going to continue to do. And then we're going to look to technology. Technology in healthcare is advancing very rapidly through the use of telemedicine, through the use of virtual care visits and things of that nature. So those will be things as we continue to reinvest in ourselves that we'll have an opportunity to look at to make it more convenient for you to get access to care and be able to do it on your terms and not necessarily ours. But just really excited about the opportunity to answer the call to come serve in Coffeyville. I am a native of northeastern Oklahoma, so not too far across the border. And so this part of the country, northeast Oklahoma and southeast Kansas, are very dear to my heart. My wife's from southeast Kansas, so we have family that live in the area, so it's important that we look to continue to reinvest and ensure that health care is available and open to all those that need access to it. So really, really excited about that. We have a lot of plans in place. I just encourage you to continue to check our website, look for ways that we're trying to engage you and what's going on in healthcare in your community. Hopefully we'll have some exciting news about some new providers joining us later this year, and some new things that we'll be looking at doing in Coffeyville around services that we offer, and continuing to go back to those 4 pillars around experience, quality, safety, financial stewardship, and growth. And again, it's a great opportunity for me to be here today, and I thank you for that opportunity, and I look forward to getting to know you and continuing to engage in these type of forums so you understand and know what's going on. So again, thank you very much for coming out today. I appreciate the opportunity, and it's great to hear all the great things that are going on in Independence. That's really, really exciting, and I just wish you all the luck, and hopefully you can get the HGTV people here and show and build on, help you, continue on this path, because reinvestment in ourselves and in our communities is important, and we all want to play a part and be involved in that because it is exciting, especially when it's close to home for all of us. So again, thank you. God bless you, and it's a great opportunity for me to be here and introduce myself today. So thank you.
Thank you very much. We had great speakers. All kinds of great things happened this morning. So I want to re-congratulate Eric and Taylor Schlange. They slipped out because they had to go to work. And encourage you all to drive by their house and extend appreciation for their investment in the community. Congratulations again to Lee's Cooling and Heating on 70 years and your continued investment in Independence. And congratulations to everyone who helped put together the HGTV video. Watch for that launch this afternoon, and be sure and share that on social media. I want to thank Christy. She slipped out as well, and all the kids that presented this morning. I think it's going to be fun for them to see themselves on TV and the great job that they actually did, getting some laughs from the crowd. And I appreciate Rusty's presentation on the economic impact of hunting, kind of a well-kept secret that we don't want to be well-kept anymore. And thank you to the police department and fire and EMS for everything that you do as public servants in our community. You're truly, you're probably not told often enough how much we appreciate you, but we truly do. And we're going to show that by spreading some love on social media. So get on there and check that out. And lastly, Brian, welcome to Montgomery County. Welcome to Independence. We appreciate the health care that CRMC provides to our community. So welcome to Independence and to Montgomery County. We have some shout outs. I've already lined them up, so hang with me just a few minutes because we have some other important information we want to share. If Ray and Hannah and Larry and Tabitha and David and Kelly would come up and get in order, they're going to do some shout outs. And while they're coming forward, I want to also mention that we have business after hours tonight, as I said earlier, at Lee's Cooling and Heating. So be sure and stop by. As Brian said, there's going to be some Indie Brew Works there. And after the event is over, we did not wear red today because we're Chiefs fans, or no offense, Coffeyville or Ravens fans. We wore red today to raise awareness around women and cardiovascular disease. And this effort is being sponsored by CRMC, and they're asking that all of us who are wearing red or even thinking red thoughts go up to the steps of Memorial Hall. So seriously, even if you don't have red on, and if you're supporting women's health and the fight against cardiovascular disease, please join us on the steps as we take a picture. And again, that'll be out on social media to help raise awareness for that. That is very important. I said this last year. My dad died when he was 42 and I was 14. And so, and I say this every time, I remember thinking, people would say, oh, he was so young. And I'm like, no, he wasn't. I'm like, yeah, he was, and that's, 42 was young, is young. And so is 55. And so is, contrary to those kids, we're all young. We want to continue that fight and raising awareness to stay healthy individuals in our community and around the world. So join us for that picture. And then lastly, Kelly's going to be giving us a shout out, and I put her at the end for a reason. So those of you who can carve out a little time, hang around and listen to what Kelly has to say. So Ray, you want to start us off. Come on over here in front of the camera.
Well, this year at your museum is Love the Arts, and there are some of these little brochures over on the table. If you turn it around, you'll see an entire year of history, music, art, and special events. All gallery exhibits are free to the public, and if you come over Monday evening, you'll get to hear some piano jazz.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm from the FUMC Church. We are hosting a Top Dog Barbecue contest. This is for professionals. This is for anybody who loves food, who loves to barbecue. We are having a fundraiser. This is to raise funds for our mission trip for our youth to go to Pine Ridge, South Dakota this summer. They're going to be working with the Lakota Indians. And I know that there are a lot of foodies in town who love to do barbecue. And this was just kind of getting us ready for Dickey's Barbecue to come in. So we have 8 different categories. There's no entry fee. You can enter more than one. And then for those of you who don't like to cook barbecue, you can come eat barbecue. There's tickets available. If you have any questions or concerns, you can see me after.
Thanks, Hannah.
Good morning. I'm Larry Markevich. I'm the band director at ICC, and the big band, the ICC Community Jazz and Big Band, will be playing at Turbo's on Wednesday, the 19th of February, 8 o'clock. So if you've got nothing going that evening, please come by. Last time we played at Turbo's, Tony had to do an all-call for his employees to come in because we packed the place and they didn't have enough service. So this time he's fully stocked, and we hope you can make it Wednesday the 19th, 8 o'clock, ICC.
Good morning, Tabitha with Independence Main Street, and I have 2 things for you. The first is Let's Whine About Winter on February 20th. We're starting at Derailed Commodities, and I know Nick is really working on some great bargains for you that night, so be sure to stop out there. We're going to have some wine slushies, and then hit downtown, and we'll be giving out coupons to shop or to eat after the Whine About Winter. So mark your calendar, February 20th. And then Main Street's one and only fundraiser for the year will be March 7th, Roar into the 20s with Main Street. Tickets went on sale Monday for that, so you can get individual tickets or corporate tables. Like I say, it is our only fundraiser, so we invite you to come out and support us, and we thank you.
Thank you, thank you. All right, Kelly, bring us
good
home.
Good morning, everyone. It's 2020, so it's time for our census. And what you may not realize is for every home that is missed in the census, we lose over $50,000. That is a lot of money that would be coming to our community that we will lose if not everybody is counted. And so we are having a training program in this room starting at 9:30. We have a representative of the census coming. We will have fresh snacks for you so you won't go hungry. And it'll last about 90 minutes. We will also be taping it. And we have a complete count committee, and then also anybody else that would like to participate, we welcome you because we want to reach those hard-to-reach communities and make sure everybody is counted so that we get the funds to our community to help our community thrive and succeed, and we need all of your help to do that. It is very, very important. We won't get a do-over until 2030, and so we really need to get this right and get everybody counted. It's very, very important. And we would love to have you all participate in that and help us out in this effort. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelly. And I would say there are going to be some social media posts about the census as well. So make sure that when you see those come up on your feed, that you're sharing that information. Don't just push the like button, but share it so that it gets out to, it's going to go beyond our community, but that it does reach our community so that people will see that and participate, because it is incredibly critical for our community. And then lastly, because I get up here and get nervous and I don't know what I say, but when I talked about John Shallard, I think I totally skipped over the fact that it's a 2-day training. And it's incredibly affordable. It's, I think, around $125. There's a discounted price for more than one individual. I think it goes to $85. And it's a great opportunity for small businesses, medium-sized businesses, anyone that wants to be a part of learning how to make your business a destination. So carve out these 2 days on March 11th and 12th and learn how to make that happen. Because if you invest in your business, in your community, we are all going to benefit from that. And he's an expert. I've gone to his training in Colorado, as have a lot of other people in our community, but it's expensive to travel. It's expensive to stay in hotels and do those things, and then you're away from work. So this is an awesome opportunity. Do not miss out that he is coming from Colorado to spend 2 days in Independence to provide this opportunity at a very reasonable investment. So mark that on your calendar, and there's flyers over there on the table. So anyway, it's time to go get our picture taken. So right now I'm going to close First Friday. Thank you for coming. Come back in March. The census will be back. They're going to be doing a full presentation on the census. Hannah Joyce Hoven will be here from the William Inge Theater Festival presenting about this year's honoree. There's lots of great information that will be shared in 30 short days. So have a great weekend, a great rest of your month, and please don't leave here without joining us on the steps to take a picture to raise awareness around cardiovascular disease, sponsored by CRMC. Thank you very much for coming.